Hello everyone. Welcome to Gardening for Better Health. My name is Henry B. 723 and I'm coming to you today from my kitchen where I'm doing some gardening. Thank you for stopping by. I want to say a special shout out to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And to those of you who are not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I come out with a new video. Well, today is an update on a seed starting that I did earlier this year. I started some seeds in January, and this is the progression of how those seeds came along. These were actually planted January 16th this year, so they are about 3 weeks old at this point. I started them in peat pellets. The peat pellets are usually about this thick, and when you water the peat pellets, they expand, and they expand to be this large. That's a long way from that little teeny tiny peat pellet that we started with. And also, if you notice, there's a lot of roots coming through the peat pellet, okay, and even on the bottom. So that means that not only did these seeds germinate, not only did they start to grow, they're wanting out of this peat pellet and they want to be transplanted into a bigger pot so that they can continue growing. So that's what I'm doing today, and thought I would take you along with me. This is a very rewarding thing that I do every year with my gardening. I start indoors because where I am, I'm in Michigan, and in the wintertime, I don't do any winter sowing outside. I do all of my sowing on the inside, and they grow indoors until it's warm enough to plant them out. So I've got some lettuce that I've got here. This is the black seeded Simpson lettuce. This is the Merlot lettuce. This one is Butter Crunch lettuce right here. And I've got some Swiss chard. This is the Vulcan Swiss chard. And in these two rows here, this one and this one, these are different types of plants. The first two, these are the Hidu Bok Choy. And the last two here are, let me pull my little stick here so that I can tell you exactly what it is. It's called Green de Belleville sorrel. So that's what's in these last two peat pellets here. But for right now, what I wanted to do was to take you along with me. I'm going to first start with transplanting this black seeded Simpson lettuce. And I've already started the pots over here. They're going to be transplanted into a 5-inch pot. And I wanted to show you what these pots look like. I've already added dirt to these here and this one, but this one is empty because I wanted to show you how lovely these pots are that I bought. And then on the inside, this is what they look like inside. The holes are already pre-drilled, and there are quite a few of them in different shapes and sizes, so that when I water the plants, the water will be able to go through and it will wind up in this tray. I'm going to be watering mainly from the bottom, so that when I put water in the bottom of the tray, it will seep up through these holes to water the plants at the top. But if it doesn't get enough water at the top, I might put a little bit at the top to make sure that everything is watered just to get it started. But it's basically going to be watered from the bottom. So here's where we're going to start. This one is the black seeded Simpson lettuce, and it's in this peat pellet. And the peat just gently, you can gently tear it away, and it exposes the roots even more. So I can gently take this off, and I'm going to plant it in here. Now this is a 5-inch pot, and so I'm going to only put 2 of these plants per pot. They're still going to continue to grow, and as they grow, they're going to continue to fill this pot up, even though it's not filling up the pot right now. So I'm going to put 2 per pot. Now, if you notice, there's more than one lettuce in here. When I planted them, I put 2 to 3 seeds per peat pellet. And I did that because I wanted to make sure that it germinated. I didn't want to plant something and it doesn't germinate, and then I have to start all over again and wait a long time for it to actually germinate. So I put 3 peat pellets, 3 seeds in each peat pellet. And we're gonna get this down here. I've got 2 in there, and my dirt is over here. So that now that's in there, I can finish filling this up. And when you're transplanting plants, you always want to make sure that you only put dirt that reaches the very top of the bottom of the plant. You don't want to plant it all the way up higher than that unless you're doing tomatoes. Tomatoes you can plant deep because the tomato stem has roots that grow all the way up the stem. But for anything else, you want to make it so that the dirt is pretty much flush with the top or the bottom of the plant that's in there. So those 2 are done. And I'll tell you a little bit too about the dirt. I'm using Miracle-Gro potting soil for these. And with the Miracle-Gro potting soil, I always sterilize my dirt before I plant my seedlings or transplants in the dirt. All dirt is not sterile. They'll tell you that on the package, but all dirt is not actually sterile. Most dirt has other things in there, little bugs or little eggs where bugs have gone in there and laid eggs. And oftentimes you don't know that that has happened until maybe a couple weeks after you have transplanted your plants. You see these little flying gnats. Those are called fungus gnats. And I will tell you, you do not want fungus gnats flying around your house. Fungus gnats actually feed off the roots of your plants that you put in there, and they will kill your plants, and then they will lay more eggs, and the next thing you know, you will have thousands of these fungus gnats infesting your house. And once you get that infestation, they're hard to get rid of. So what I do before I transplant anything into new dirt I will sterilize the dirt. How do you sterilize the dirt? There are a couple ways. For a long time, the only method that I would use to sterilize my dirt was with boiling water. You can boil water and pour the boiling water into the dirt before you plant anything in it. Boil it, pour the water in there, and let it cool down. And make sure that it's not too wet when you plant your plants in that dirt. So that's how I normally sterilize my dirt. But it was taking me too long to do it that way, because I would usually have to let the dirt dry out a little bit before planting. And that takes time. So oftentimes I would put the boiling water in dirt that I had in a large pan and let it dry out a little bit. And it would sit there probably a day or so before it was dry enough for me to use the dirt to do my planting. And I had too many plants this time to use that method. So there's also another method to sterilize dirt that I had not tried before. You can actually sterilize your dirt by putting it on a big cookie sheet, and I put parchment paper as the underlayment for that cookie sheet, and then put the dirt on top and have it maybe an inch and a half thick. Spread it out and put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 7 minutes. Now, I was hesitant to try that method because I was afraid that it would cause a smell that would get in the house, and I didn't know what type of odor it would release if I did it that way. And I also didn't know if it would actually harm my oven to do it that way. So I never tried it until this batch. But I tried it. It did work. There was a very slight smell, but because it was only in there for 7 minutes, it wasn't bad enough to cause any problems. So from now on, when I really want to sterilize a large amount of dirt, I will sterilize that dirt in the oven, in the cookie sheet. So that's what I have over here. In this, I got my bucket in the sink with my sterilized dirt in it so that I can pull from it and plant these plants over here. So with this lettuce that I'm transplanting, the lettuce stays indoors. I don't plant my lettuce outside because I eat it. I have my lettuce that's indoors, and it's on my grow table. And so I always have some lettuce throughout the year. Well, almost always. Sometimes I get busy and I forget to do it. But for the most part, I always have lettuce on my grow table in the kitchen, so that when I want to make a salad, I'll go over and cut some leaves off the lettuce, doing a cut and come again method with the lettuce. I'll cut off as much as I'm going to use for that salad and let the rest continue to grow. And I don't have to go outside to get it. So here there are 2 plants, 4, 6, 8. So that's all of the black-seeded Simpson lettuce. I'm going to switch these so that I can keep all of those together. And I'm going to put the label over here. All right. So that's the black-seeded Simpson lettuce. Next, I'm going to do the Merlot lettuce. The Merlot lettuce is actually my favorite because I love the color, and it's got a bit of a more rich taste to it. So whenever I make a salad, I try to mix the colors because it gives it a very nice flavor. And if you notice, I have more than one of these in here too. There are 3 different ones on this one. So these plants are 3 weeks old. I'm transplanting them now, and they'll have a little bit of transplant shock for a bit, but they will recover and continue to grow. So I should be able to start harvesting from these in about 3 weeks. I'll have large leaves and can harvest from those. So that's what I like about having lettuce on hand all the time. I've given up buying lettuce at the store because every time I go to the store and I see the lettuce, lo and behold, within a few days, there'll be another alert on TV talking about, oh, well, don't buy the lettuce, it's got listeria in it, or it's got E. coli in it. And it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna be bothered with that. If I can grow this lettuce myself and not have to worry about these warnings, worried whether or not the plant is bad for my system or would be harmful to my family, I'd much rather grow it myself. And so, we've got 4 of these planted. We're coming around the mountain. So what I'm going to do, I just wanted to take you with me to show you how I transplant some things that I grow. And once they're transplanted, they continue to grow. This one actually broke. I can move that over there. So yeah. This one really looks healthy. So what are you growing where you are? Are you growing lettuce or are you growing something else? Have you planted any seeds yet? I like starting early because by the time I get a chance to start eating on these, I will have planted some more things. So when one thing is done growing, the next one is just beginning. I'll start some more lettuce probably in a month because I will have started eating the lettuce that's already planted today, and it'll be time to plant some more so that I'm always replenished with the lettuce. Now, another thing too is when you transplant your plants, if you transplant them and the plants they have more than one adult leaf, you can transplant them. These were more than ready because they have more than one true leaf on the plant. And as long as your plant has true leaves, it's safe to transplant them. All right. So what I'm going to do is, this tray is full. There's a little bit of dirt in the bottom of this tray. So I am going to empty the dirt into the trash so that there won't be any dirt in the bottom of this tray. And this tray, it's a very nice tray. It doesn't have any holes in the bottom of it. It'll hold water once I put water in there to water the plants. And then here is the tag for the Merlot lettuce. All right. Now, we have all of that taken off. Everything is transplanted. The only thing that's left to do with these now is to water them. I put some Miracle Grow in this gallon of water so that I could put some in this dirt, and I'm going to put some on top because it's just now getting transplanted. As these plants have true leaves on them, they're ready for some plant food, which is what I mixed in here. Now, I'm going to put some in the bottom of the tray so that the plants can soak it up from the bottom. And it's got a little bit in the top, so it'll be well watered and off to a good start. Oh yeah, they're absorbing this water very well up through the bottom, so that works. Well, that's it for today. I have taken you with me for the black-seeded Simpson lettuce transplant and the Merlot lettuce transplant. Thank you for coming along with me while I do those. I'm going to transplant these other ones as well, and then I'll be done with my transplanting for today. But thank you for following along. I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know in the comments what you're growing and what your garden is going to look like this year. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.